Hi, this is Stacia, and I wanted to share another tactics puzzle with you. I think this one's really interesting, so hopefully you will as well. And it's black to move here, and there's only one move that wins for black. So if you'd like to pause your video and see if you can find it, please do so now. And okay, well, the move is actually h5. So this is a tempo move. What we're doing is we're threatening this g4 check idea, which is a pawn fork against the white king and the white queen. And white has a tough time dealing with this. So the other thing to pay attention to in this position too is that even though white is up this minor piece, this piece is sort of sitting out here on its own, undefended. And so between the piece being undefended and this precarious setup where white is allowing this tempo move, white's in big trouble here. Okay, so we're threatening 3 4. We're threatening g4 here. And, white has a couple things they can try. So they could try, check. But I think after king h6, mate is going to be really hard to stop because g4 is still a huge threat. By the king coming to h6, we're actually guarding the g5 square now. So I don't even know what white should do here. The king's just in big trouble. Because after g4 check, king here, we're going to have mating ideas. So, let's say it's kind of funny. The computer wants to play like queen h7 check, so that's how bad white's position is. So let's just say the knight comes here, just for example, just tempo on the queen. Well, now there's g4 check, which obviously forks the piece, but even so, this doesn't matter so much because king h4, and then we have queen h1 check, and that would be checkmate. Notice that the king coming to h6 was helpful in checkmating the king. Okay, so yeah, again, h5. What else could white do here? Well, probably the best move is g4, just stopping g4. But this also loses. We could just take the pawn. Queen takes, and now we can check this king and pick up the knight, basically. So, check here, and we're going to play queen e1 check and pick up this knight. And notice that black has 2 connected pass pawns. So this is winning. That's probably the best move for white, but that's not the solution that was given in the book, which this came from Artur Yusupov's book, Build Up Your Chess, one of my favorite study materials. Okay, so let's look at the solution given in the book, which is really interesting. And this is an idea that I wanted to keep in mind, so I did make a flashcard of this. A couple months ago, actually. But I still continue to be fascinated by this particular puzzle. All right, so h5 with this threat. So an obvious move might be take the pawn, right? So when you play this move, h5, you're offering a pawn, and white can take it. But now what happens? Well, we check the king. The king only has one move. He goes to g4. And now we have this move. So this is a check. We're hitting the king and this undefended knight. Notice this is a theme that when there are undefended pieces and you have a queen, it's really easy to find forks like this. Now, basically, the only move to not lose material or lose the knight is to bring the knight to f3. So this is interference. The knight is pinned now, however. And what do you notice about this position? Well, this white king is really uncomfortable. And these are the kind of moves that I often miss. And that's the move queen d7 checkmate. Yeah, that's a mate. Notice that the pawn is doing a great job guarding these dark squares and also occupying this dark square, White's own pawn is occupying this dark square, so all the dark squares are covered. And what about the light squares? Well, they're also half occupied by White's own pieces. And that's what allows this checkmate on this diagonal. So we're simply covering the remaining light squares, including the one that the king is placed on right now. So this is the kind of checkmate that I don't see very easily. And I'm wondering if you guys do too, because or if you do see them easily. Because maybe I just need to learn these kinds of patterns better. But let's go through this puzzle again because I think it's really cool. So the main solution is h5. We're offering up this pawn because of the fork. We're going to check. The king only has one move. It's forced onto this square where we can fork. So queen e1 check. To not lose the knight, he comes back to the f3 square. But now we have queen d7 mate. So cool puzzle. I hope that you enjoyed it. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you. Bye.